Welcome back to another episode of the Breadwinner Energy Podcast. Hi, friends. I am going to talk to you guys today about a business model that I am not only embodying myself, but that I am teaching. I think that in the next, I would say, year, we're probably going to see a lot more of this in the online industry. I have, as you guys know, if you've been listening, I've spent the entire last year in my business. Now it's been even a little more than a year, burning down what no longer works and implementing the things that I want to have. And I think that we're going to see a lot more business owners start to do this, start to realize that what you've been taught or the way that you built your business just simply doesn't work. And I've seen it in two categories. Category one is it doesn't work, meaning I'm not signing clients, I'm not making money, I'm not even making enough money to either like leave my job or for this to be full time, or I'm not making enough money for it to be worth it. Or category two is I'm making money and I'm making a lot of money, but I hate my life and I hate my business and I hate my schedule and I hate my calendar. And I was in bucket number two. I was making lots of money and I hated my business. It just was not sustainable. It wasn't sustainable long term. And so I think through those two categories, we're going to see a lot more people end up leaving entrepreneurship or burning down what no longer works and implementing what I'm going to teach today, which is the embodiment-based business model. And through my own self-discovery journey over the last year, I have really dug deep into every single layer of myself. I've been doing deep inner healing work with my therapist, who's also like an energetic healer. I've also been going to the chiropractor for nervous system support. I'm like doing deep layers of healing through healing my trauma, healing my past. As I've been through lots of things. If you've listened to the podcast for quite some time, then you've known that I have been through so much stuff, right, in my life. And so this season has really been about healing, and it has been about also becoming this next level version of myself, this new identity of myself, and deciding like who do I want to be, how do I want to live my life, and how do I want to run my business. And there was a season that I wanted to quit. There's still seasons I want to quit because being a business owner, being an entrepreneur is extremely time consuming, and you have to dedicate your entire self to this work because it's not just building a business, it's also the who you're becoming in the process of building and growing a business, right? And so when I decided last year to burn it down, I just knew that I was burnt out, right? Like I knew that like this cannot just be the thing that it is, right? And I did call in unaligned clients, but I also had structures in my business that weren't sustainable long term. And so the more clients we called in, it wasn't going to be able to hold that amount of success or scaling. And I quickly found that we just don't have the pieces, the structures, the strategies in place. And then also, too, this just doesn't work for me as a mom. This doesn't work for me in a season of healing burnout. This doesn't work for me in a season of healing trauma. And so I decided I'm going to get rid of every single piece of my business that doesn't work: team, offers, structures, strategies, calendar, and I'm going to create the most me business model that I can come up with. And so, in order to create the embodiment based business model, you have to know yourself. You have to know not only like who you are surface level, but who you are deep down, what you actually want in your life, in your business, and what you want long term. You also need to know your own energetic blueprint, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that today. But you also need to know, like, what is the season of life I'm currently in? What are the seasons of life that might be coming up for me? And then again, how does this look long term? I think that a big mistake that business owners make is they build for now. They build a business that works now. They build a business that works today, but it probably won't work long term because they've built it for what works today. And a lot of students will come into my world and be like, well, yeah, I can offer the one-to-one calls and I can offer the one-to-one support and the Voxer support and I can do the add-ons and I can do the things that require more of me because I have time. But that business model isn't scalable long term. That only works right now. And if you lean on that model, that's all you'll know. That's not all you'll know how to do. Then eventually it gets to a point where you have to eventually burn it down and start over long term. And that's the exact opposite of what I want everyone listening here today to do because that was what I did, right? And that was not fun. That was some of the hardest stuff I've done. And right now, some of my students are in this season and they're like, I'm losing lots of followers. I'm losing lots of subscribers. I'm, in this weird income dip and things just feel really rocky and shaky. And I will tell you, I was there for months and months and months on end. And looking back, it was extremely scary in the moment. But looking at it from this perspective of where I am today, I would do it all over again to get to this season. And I know I've said that multiple times in the last episodes, but I would really, really go through it again because now I'm so crystal clear on every single thing in my business now and long term. I know I've built a business that can sustain long term. It can even grow. I can even add to it if I choose to in the future. It allows me to be a mom, and it's the season of momming that I am right now with a toddler and then my 8-year-old who does a online private school, plus she's off during the summers. And it also aligns with right now the season of healing that I'm in. And it feels so good. It feels good to be crystal clear on like, what am I doing and who am I talking to and what are we always selling and what do all of our lead generation paths lead to and how does this fit into my life and how does this give me more free time and how does this give me more creativity and how does this really just light me up? And even now, I am leaning even harder into being off of social media. I built my business originally off of social media, my agency. And then when I built my coaching business, I also built it off social media. And I spent years being on social media, but that was not the way that I built my business. And so behind the scenes was really what was happening because I was speaking in summits, I was in bundles, I was doing other lead generation systems that were bringing in clients and converting them. And people would then eventually come to my social media and then buy, but that was not our system for growing the business. And then over the last year, I was like, well, I'm going to spend some time trying to grow on social, hired a social media manager. And the more I did it, the more I was like, I don't enjoy this. Like, yes, there's parts of social media I enjoy. I enjoy the connections. I enjoy talking to people, the DMs. I have a broadcast channel there, and that feels really easy for me to just drop in whenever I feel like it. Same with stories, to post whenever I feel like it. But the part about social media that I enjoy is being creative whenever I feel like it. The part of social media that I don't enjoy is you have to rely on this to grow and build your business. You have to rely on the algorithm. You have to do the right thing. You have to do the right strategy. And if you don't, you won't grow. I don't enjoy that. That feels like restriction to me. And so I decided that, you know what, let's just continue to lean into what works and what I enjoy. And if that means that I don't use social media ever again and I put all of my eggs in other baskets, then so be it. And it's been fucking liberating, to be honest with you, because there's so many parts of social media I don't enjoy, but what I really don't enjoy is putting time and energy into something that I'm needing to work and it doesn't work. Right. And I see this time and time again with my clients, with other people who come to my world. I don't enjoy social media and also it doesn't work. Right. And it is harder to grow on social media now than ever before. And especially Instagram. I think Instagram is probably one of the harder platforms. But as I've gone through and building this embodiment-based business model for me and then also teaching it to my clients, the thing that we're teaching inside Breadwinner Energy Academy is both. We're teaching you how to create content from what that looks like for you. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. Like, what is your own energetic blueprint? What works for you? And then also we're helping you with if you decide to be on social media, what that looks like. So are you going to get on social media because you want to be creative and you want to nurture your clients that are already on there and like nurture your people? Or do you just want to like not use it at all? We have strategies for a menu of strategies for how to get leads in your business every single week. We give you a menu of how to grow your business, and then we give you a menu of how to convert those leads into sales. And we talk about funnels, we talk about all the strategy pieces that are involved here, but also it's how do you know which one to choose for you? And that's what we're going to get into today is the embodiment-based business model that's based on you. And when I built Breadwinner Energy Academy, as you guys know, I have had Breadwinner Energy Academy since 2021. It is one of my trademarks, and this was my first ever group coaching program. It was my first group coaching program that got me to six figures. And then I moved into coach school. And now we're circling back to Breadwinner Energy Academy. And I think it's really cool because I've built it from years and years and years of what has worked. So I have this like track record of years of what's worked for me and clients. And then also I've implemented what's working now. And I've also created this business model, this program so that anybody that comes in can create success for themselves through this business model. Because not only do we give you the menu of strategies that work, and I can say, like, we have a track record of this has worked for service providers, this has worked for coaches, this has worked for course creators and consultants, but I can also say that this is going to work, and I'm going to help you choose which strategy to pick, because I know it will work for you based on, again, your energetic blueprint, which is your human design, your birth chart, or whatever you choose. So this program was really created for freedom for me and my clients. Freedom for me because there's 2 calls a month. So that means that out of 4 weeks in a month, there are 2 weeks that I have 0 calls on my calendar, 0 calls on my schedule. I can decide I'm going to be creative this week. I'm going to batch all of my content for the podcast. I'm going to batch content for Pinterest. I'm going to create a new low ticket offer. I'm going to add content to the portal. I'm going to go on vacation. I'm going to spend the week with my girls because it's summer. Like, I really get to choose for 2 weeks every single month what I do in my business because I don't have to be online. I don't have to be on social media. I don't have to create content. I don't have to go live. I don't have to do anything that I essentially don't want to do. So it really creates this space and freedom within my life as far as schedule goes. Then I've created another layer in this business program of energetic space. Now, I won't say this is a mistake that I made, but looking back, I wish I would have done it a little bit differently. And now I'm teaching my clients like the mistakes that I made, which is creating energetic boundaries with clients. And I say all this to say is that when I created my group coaching programs, they were very much high ticket, lower enrollments. So we never had like more than, I don't know, 30, 40 people in a group at one time. And this allowed me to get to know every single client on a deep basis, like really understand their lifestyle, their personality, their kids, their family, all the things, right? Which is great. Like, there is nothing wrong with getting to know your people. However, this created energetic issues with my own self because I was having a really hard time disconnecting from work and clients. And again, I want you to all hear this from like, this is what didn't work for me. Maybe this works for you. And so what was happening was there was a lot of lines were being blurred between friendships or personal relationships and clients. And so then when it comes to paying your invoice or it comes to getting coached, right? There's this weird energetic line of I thought you were my friend, or I feel like I can skip a payment, or I feel like I can be late on payments, or whatever that may be, because we are quote unquote friends, right? So there's that weird energy. And then there's this weird energy of expectation of what people had from me, of always being available to them and always being online and always answering their questions and always being able to like literally be in their pocket. And as I was growing and scaling, what I realized after my first six-figure launch was that this actually doesn't work. And this isn't going to work long term, not only for me because I'm mentally and physically exhausted, but I also can't scale from this place because scaling requires you to have lots of people in your world, hundreds, thousands even. And how can you know every single client on that level or give hands-on one-to-one coaching on that level? And so when I restructured this program, how I did it was we have an onboarding form that you fill out. So I can easily read your onboarding forms and get to know every single one of you and your life and what works for you and all the things. We have a community channel chat inside school where you talk to your other peers. And so through there, I can obviously see what you guys are saying and the questions you're asking, and I can see patterns in people, right? Like I can see patterns of like, oh, this is probably a this thing, a deeper rooted thing. And so when I come in to coach 2 times a month in our calls, then I can know those things, right? So there's that in there, that side of the energetic work where it's like I really needed space and boundaries to scale, but also for my own mental health. On the other side of that, I have implemented in this structure where you can learn your own human design. We're adding in your how you can like pull up and understand your birth chart. Now, these are tools to get to know yourself better, right? There's lots of ways to get to know yourself better. These are the ones that I'm putting into this container specifically, but it's how you know like what your actual energetic blueprint is, what you're made to do, what your energy is made to do. And then your birth chart is like what are you here to do, right? There's going to be people who come into this program and don't use those tools, and that is perfectly fine. And they go through the strategy pieces of deciding your business model because we give you like a strategic how to decide your business model based on your personality and your season of life and based on what you want long term. And then you can start to implement, okay, well, I want to really implement my human design here, like really understand how my energy works best, what I'm meant to do. So for me specifically, I'm a generator. So, right, I have that endless energy for the things that I love, but I'm also, my authority is sacral response. So if I know that that's how I should be responding to things, right? If it's not a hell yes, it's a no, I can kind of use these tools to understand, again, my own energy and how much energy I have to spend, where maybe other people don't have that much energy to spend. And then also how I should be saying yes or no to things. And because as a responder, there's always going to be opportunity given to me at all times. My job is to get better at saying no and to only say yes to the things that are hell yes. So I get to use this as like a secret key in my business to make better aligned decisions. And so if you choose to go through that module in Academy and implement it for yourself, great. If you don't, you don't have to, right? Like that's the way I set this structure up is it's all strategy and energy and personality based. So we give you tools which you can choose to say, I really want to lean into this for myself. I really want to get to know myself here better and how I can make better aligned decisions. And then I'm going to implement this strategy to be a better business owner. And that's how you create this embodiment based business model. So as I've done this for myself, what this also looks like is in my human design, as well as my birth chart, what it shows is that I'm a leader versus a teacher, meaning that I lead by example. I go first, I do the things, and I have said this forever. I'm like a walking embodiment of the work that I do. I'm not afraid to fail out loud. I'm not afraid to burn things down. I'm not afraid to change my mind. I'm not afraid to, again, go first and do the things that maybe someone else isn't doing, or to break the rules and say, you know what, I actually don't like what everyone else in this industry is doing. I'm going to do it my way. That is my blueprint of what I'm here to do, right? And that is why people follow me. That is why people hire me, is because I'm a walking embodiment. And I cannot tell you through all of the onboarding forms and the testimonial forms that we've given out from hundreds of students, they have all said to us, I hired Tay because of insert whatever they hired me for. And it's always because of my story and my embodiment of choosing, even regardless of my past, regardless of where I've come from, regardless of having nothing for myself, building something, proof of possibility for others. And through this journey, what I've been willing to do, despite what other people might say, right? Embodiment. That is why people hire me. So if I'm creating content for my business, my content shouldn't be teaching. It shouldn't be the 5 steps to do this or the 5 steps to do that. It shouldn't be this is how you do it step by step. It should be through embodiment. It should be through, this is what I've done. This is what's worked for me. This is what's worked for my clients. And this is how I'm going to show you to do it too. And I'm going to go first, and I'm going to lead our group by going first and learning all the mistakes and all the things that didn't work, so that when I bring it back to you, I have a clean process of what did work and why, and what didn't work and why. And then I can give that to my students through embodiment. That is my literal blueprint. That is what works for me. So as I was teaching inside Breadwinner Energy Academy, it was like a week ago, I think, one of our students wanted to go through her human design chart. She had also mentioned she wasn't a fan of social media. It really wasn't working for her. She had been with multiple other coaches and she was just feeling really stuck and unmotivated in her business. Even though she loved her work, she just felt like this cannot be the way to grow my business because this doesn't work for me. Like it doesn't feel fulfilling. And what I really want to do is show women that are in their 40s, I think she said like 40s and 50s up, I really want to show those women what is possible and like what they can have. And I want to like show them through just like what I do and how I live my life. And I was like, then that is exactly what you should do. We pull our human design chart. Sure enough, that is the exact strategy she should be using as well, is embodiment. Now, not everyone's strategy is going to be embodiment, but the embodiment-based business model is the business model that works for you, right? So every single one of you here listening, it's going to be different. And that is why we've built Academy this way, is because regardless if you're a generator, a manifestor, a manifesting generator, a projector, right? You get to figure out those pieces and then put in the strategy behind it based on what we give you inside Academy. It is energetics plus strategy school for women wanting to become the breadwinner of their own life, but your way, literally your own way. And when you embody this business method for yourself, because everyone here is going to have a different method, you have the strategy that will create this calendar space for you. It will give you weeks off, possibly from calls. Some clients are like, I don't want to do calls at all. And it's all going to be through a podcast Q&A with my clients. Like, that's incredible. It gives you more cash because when you're in alignment with what you love and what lights you up, it naturally makes you more money. And then you get your clients' results while you're living your actual life and you're offline. And that is what we teach you. That is the method that we teach you, is how do you deliver programs and offers, and how do you deliver your work to your clients that, number one, is packaged and not delivered one-to-one. How is your magic package? And then how do you go through it, walk them through this process to get them a result while you're offline? And that's also what we teach inside of Academy. And so in that same call, that one student, I like literally broke through this thought that she had to create content this one way. She was like, oh my God, I feel so relieved and excited. And then I had another client that was like, well, I'm a psychic and I do one-to-one work through psychic readings to help bridge the gap between the other side and my clients because they're going through grief. And so we mapped out how to create and offer a container that not only can package her magic to the masses so that she doesn't have to do one-to-one work, but also it will walk them through a process to get them results, even if she's offline. And we talked about how she can help her clients even be able to connect to the other side on their own, so they don't even have to rely on her or other people in the future, and they can really tap into this gift themselves to be able to talk to whoever's crossed over in their life, to be able to heal and to be able to stay connected. That is the magic of Breadwinner Energy Academy. Everyone here is different. Everyone's strategy is going to look different. The way that you show up, the way that you choose from our menu of options is going to look different. And so what we do is we walk you through a process. That process looks like, number one, building your business model, deciding what your business model is. And so again, we give you the menu and we tell you this is how you can figure out your own business model. Then we tell you, okay, if you want to use human design or astrology, this is how you can do it. This is how you can understand these pieces of yourself. This can also help you make better decisions. Use it if you want. We then walk you through how to create offers that require less of you, but also still get more, better, faster results for your clients. We teach you how to launch your offer in 8 weeks live with a webinar. I give you every single thing you need, the slides, the templates. I walk you through the process, the tech, every single thing to do over the 8 weeks. I give you links to things. I give you examples to things of how to launch. And then you get to rinse and repeat this exact launch strategy in the future. And in the future, you can decide if you want your launch to be 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, because you've already built the launch structure. You just get to rinse and repeat it over and over and over again. We then teach you how to go evergreen, meaning that you don't always have to live launch. You could live launch 1 or 2 times a year and the rest is on evergreen. We teach you how to pull out passive low ticket offers that can boost your income and sales in between your live launches to your signature offer. We teach you how to talk to luxury clients, your next level clients. So you're not convincing people, but you're just calling in the people who want to actually work with you. We teach you how to create your CEO mode schedule. So what you should be focusing on every single day, week, and month. And then we teach you the content marketing and sales strategies that are for you. So that could be like content on social or without social. We teach you how to grow and scale and get hundreds of leads in your business without social media if you choose to. We teach you how to do affiliate marketing. We teach you bundles and summits and where to find them and how to pitch for them. We also teach you how to do a 4-day cash injection sale so that you can do like a small, again, cash injection launch before, after launches, or in between launches. And then we pay you through this program to learn. Every single student in this program gets their own custom link to be an affiliate if you choose to be. You share with your audience your time in Academy, if you've loved it, why you've loved it, what's worked for you, or what you're loving about the program. And you get 30% sales every single time someone joins using your link. So you literally get paid to learn inside this program. This is the embodiment-based business model. It's literally the energy, the structure, the strategy that you use, that you choose for you, because there's so many programs out here that are going to tell you it should be a course, it should be a program, it should be this, it should be low ticket, it should be high ticket. We give you all the options and then we help you make a best decision for yourself of what you should choose. And then we help you build it, right? Step by step. And then you get the community and you get calls to do Q&A. We have guest experts. We have all the things you need all in one space. And you can join right now for just $222 a month. The link is below in the show notes. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will chat with you on the next episode.